Something big is happening right now with Social Security, and if you're not paying attention, you could miss out on money delays or even changes that affect your monthly check. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed your payment doesn't seem to go as far as it used to? Or maybe you've been hearing rumors about new stimulus checks, bigger increases or changes coming this year, and you're wondering, is any of this actually real? Because today, March 21st, 2026, there are several updates quietly unfolding at the same time, and most people don't fully understand how they connect, and that's exactly what we're going to break down together. Now, here's the thing. This isn't just one update. This is a combination of changes involving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, inflation pressure, IRS rules, and even new rumors about stimulus payments that are starting to spread again online. And by the end of this video, you'll understand what's real, what's not, and most importantly, what it means for your money. So let's start with what many of you are noticing right now. Your check may be the same, but your expenses aren't. And that's where the conversation about COLA, the cost of living adjustment, comes in. Now, if you've heard that term before, let me explain it in the simplest way possible. COLA is the yearly increase Social Security gives to try to keep up with inflation. Inflation simply means prices going up, groceries, rent, gas, medications, all the essentials. The government measures inflation using something called the CPIW, which tracks price changes for certain workers. But here's the issue. Many seniors feel like that number doesn't fully reflect what they actually spend money on. And that's why even though there was a COLA increase for 2026, many people are saying it doesn't feel like enough. And honestly, that feeling is valid because while benefits did go up slightly, everyday costs, especially healthcare, food, and housing, have continued rising at a pace that often outstrips that increase. So let me give you a simple example. Let's say your monthly Social Security benefit increased by about $50 to $70 this year. That sounds helpful, right? But at the same time, your grocery bill may have gone up by $80. Your Medicare premiums or supplemental insurance may have increased. Your rent or utilities may be higher. So even with the increase, you're still falling behind. And this is exactly why there's growing concern about future COLA adjustments, because experts are already watching inflation trends for 2027. And right now it's not entirely clear whether the next COLA will be strong enough to keep up or if it will once again feel like it's lagging behind. Now here's something important. Some people online are claiming that a big increase is coming, but let me be very clear with you. There is no official confirmation yet of a large COLA boost for next year. It all depends on inflation data throughout this year. So if you see headlines saying huge increase confirmed, be cautious, because at this moment it's still being calculated, not finalized. Now let's shift into another major issue that's affecting many of you right now, and that's delays and processing issues within the Social Security system. This is something we've been hearing more and more about. People applying for SSI or SSDI are waiting longer. Some are experiencing delays in approvals. Others are struggling to get answers from local offices. Now, why is this happening? Well, there are a few reasons. First, staffing shortages. The Social Security Administration has been dealing with reduced staffing levels for years. Second, increased demand. More people are applying for benefits, especially disability benefits, as the population ages and economic pressure increases. And third, system updates and backlogs. There have been ongoing efforts to modernize systems, but transitions like this can sometimes slow things down before they improve. So if you've been waiting, or if someone you know has been waiting, you're not alone. And this is important. Delays don't mean denial. It simply means the system is under pressure. Now here's what you can do if you're in this situation. Make sure all your paperwork is complete. Follow up regularly, even if it feels repetitive. and consider reaching out to a local advocate or a representative if delays become excessive, because sometimes a little persistence can make a difference. Now let's talk about something that's been spreading rapidly online again, stimulus checks. You've probably seen headlines or videos saying things like $2,000 check confirmed, new stimulus approved, extra payments coming for seniors, and naturally that gets attention because who wouldn't want extra help right now? But let me explain what's really happening. As of today, there is no officially approved new federal stimulus check specifically for Social Security recipients. Now, that doesn't mean discussions aren't happening. There have been proposals. There have been conversations about targeted relief, but nothing has passed into law at this point. And this is important. There's a difference between a proposal and a payment. Just because something is being discussed doesn't mean it's guaranteed. So if you're waiting for a specific stimulus amount you saw online, take a step back, verify the source, because misinformation spreads quickly, especially when people are feeling financially stressed. Now here's the reality. Instead of broad stimulus checks, the government has been focusing more on targeted relief programs, things like tax credits, assistance programs, and adjustments to existing benefits. And that brings us to another important update, IRS rules and how they may affect you. Now here's the thing. Even if you're retired or on Social Security, the IRS can still impact your financial situation. For example, changes in tax thresholds, adjustments in standard deductions, and even how certain benefits are taxed. In 2026, there have been some adjustments aimed at accounting for inflation, which is good. But here's where people get confused. Not all Social Security income is tax-free. Depending on your total income, a portion of your benefits may be subject to federal taxes. So if you have additional income from a pension, part-time work, or investments, it could push you into a range where taxes apply. And this is something many people don't realize until tax season. So let me give you a simple example. If your combined income crosses a certain threshold, up to 50% or even 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxable. Now, that doesn't mean you lose that amount. It just means that portion is considered when calculating your taxes. And this is why it's important to stay informed, because small changes in income can have a ripple effect. Now, let's go back to something we touched on earlier, inflation, because this is really the center of everything right now. Inflation affects COLA. It affects your daily expenses. It affects policy decisions, and it affects how far your fixed income can stretch. And here's the emotional reality. Living on a fixed income in an unpredictable economy is stressful. You're trying to plan, you're trying to budget, but prices keep changing, and that uncertainty can feel overwhelming. So what can you actually do? First, focus on what you can control. Track your expenses. Look for areas where you might reduce costs, even slightly. Second, stay informed but not overwhelmed. There's a lot of noise out there. Stick to reliable updates. And third, ask questions. Whether it's about your benefits, your taxes, or your eligibility for assistance programs, because sometimes there are resources available that people don't even realize they qualify for. Now, before we wrap up, let's quickly recap everything we talked about today. Social Security benefits did increase this year, but many feel it's not keeping up with real-world costs. Future COLA adjustments are still uncertain and depend on inflation data. SSI and SSDI processing delays are happening largely due to staffing and system pressures. Stimulus check rumors are circulating again, but no new federal payments have been officially approved. IRS changes could impact how your benefits are taxed, especially if you have additional income. And inflation continues to be the biggest factor affecting your financial reality. So let me ask you something. What has been the biggest challenge for you lately? Is it groceries, healthcare, housing, or just trying to make everything stretch a little further each month? Go ahead and share in the comments. because your experience matters and it helps others realize they're not alone. And if you find this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned because these updates are changing constantly. And staying informed could make a real difference in your financial future.